Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today on conquering the bar exam, specifically for those.
Of you who are retaking it.
Yes, it can feel like a pretty daunting task,
Oh, yeah,
but we are here to give you some hope.
that's right.
And we are going to be looking at this new Kindle book by Jackson.
Mumey, Conquering the Bar, a guide for repeat takers.
Exactly.
I love that title,
Yeah, it's a really good title.
and it's very direct.
It is. And you might know Jackson as the bar whisperer.
He's kind of a legend.
He is. He's been helping people pass the bar exam for over 30 years. So he knows what he's talking about.
He really does.
And the best part is, this ebook is only $9.95, so less than your daily coffee.
You can download it right now and start studying today.
Exactly. Like, what are you waiting for?
I know.
So we'll be walking through the key points in the book today.
Understanding the experience, test anxiety, study habits, time management, that kind of thing.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. And he even has this really interesting concept of a resilience journal, which I'm really excited to get into.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Yes, me too. Journaling isn't something that everybody connects with, but he makes a very strong case for it in the book.
Yeah, well, let's start with unpacking why the bar exam experience is so unique, especially for those of you who are retaking it.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that Jackson really nails right off the bat is that the bar exam is like a marathon, not a sprint.
Okay?
And you've already run this marathon once. You know the parent, you know the challenges, and you've got the grit to tackle it again.
I like that.
This time, it's about pacing yourself strategically, utilizing your energy, and having a game plan for those inevitable hills.
And that's such a good point because it's not about brute forcing your way through. It's about having that mental stamina.
You got it.
Yeah, and I think that's something that he really emphasizes, that every repeat taker has a unique story of resilience.
Absolutely.
And so you've already proven that you've got what it takes to get back in the ring 100%. Now it's about refining your strategy and building on that foundation that you already have.
That's it.
So how is the bar different from any other test most of us have taken,
It's true. The pressure can be absolutely immense,
right?
and it can trigger all sorts of anxieties and doubts and even a fear of judgment.
Oh, for sure.
But what's important to remember is that you are not alone. Countless others have walked this path and have come out stronger on the other side.
That's a good point, that you're not alone.
Right.
Yeah, and that actually leads us perfectly into this next section, confronting test anxiety. Yes, because let's be real, the bar exam is a pressure cooker.
It is.
So how does Jackson approach this in the book?
Well, he normalizes it completely. He says that test anxiety is incredibly common and it can manifest in all sorts of ways. Some people get those classic physical symptoms, racing heart or sweaty palms, while others experience mental blocks or negative self-talk.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's that like, what if I blank on everything? Spiral. Oh yeah, that gets me every time.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
But he breaks down the different sources of test anxiety: fear of judgment, pressure to meet expectations, even the weight of past experiences, right? But here's the thing. He doesn't just leave you hanging with those anxieties.
Thank goodness.
He dives into a whole toolbox of practical strategies for managing them.
Okay, so give me the highlights. What are some of the techniques that really stood out to you?
One that really resonated with me is progressive muscle relaxation. Okay, so it's this technique where you systematically tense and release different muscle groups to alleviate physical tension.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It sounds simple, but it's surprisingly effective.
It is. It's amazing how much tension we carry around without even realizing it.
It really is. And he talks about visualization too, not in like a wishful thinking kind of way, but more about intentionally picturing yourself confidently walking into that exam room, tackling the questions and feeling that sense of accomplishment at the end.
Okay.
Athletes use this all the time to enhance their performance. Well, that's a good point.
And he argues that it can be just as powerful for those facing the bar exam.
So yeah, I can see how that would help build confidence.
Absolutely.
And if you can see yourself succeeding, it might feel less daunting.
Exactly.
Yeah. What else does he recommend?
Something I think is really important for repeat takers. He emphasizes physical exercise. Oh, good for managing anxiety.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just about physical health.
Right.
It's about clearing your head
Yes.
and getting out of that constant bar prep bubble.
Yes. Especially if you're studying for hours on end. You need that mental and physical break, for sure. Does he talk about study schedules at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Ooh, I'm ready.
He's a big advocate for honestly assessing your past study techniques and figuring out what worked, what didn't, and why. He cautions against falling into those ineffective study cycles where you're just repeating the same mistakes over and over again.
So it's not just about studying more, it's about studying smarter.
What kind of specific strategies does he suggest?
Well, he's all about a systems-based approach.
Okay.
You've got to analyze your previous methods, identify the gaps, and adapt your strategies to actually improve.
Okay, so it's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
He also mentions teaching the concepts to others.
Yes.
Okay.
He argues that teaching forces you to really solidify your understanding of the material.
Right?
So if you can explain it clearly to somebody else, you know you've got it down.
Yeah.
And he talks about creating visual aids too.
Yeah. Like diagrams and charts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a visual learner, this can be game-changing.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of just reading through dense legal text, you're transforming the information into something that makes sense visually.
Awesome. So we've talked about the unique pressures of the bar exam.
We have.
We've tackled test anxiety, and we've even started to explore effective study habits, and that's a lot. But there's so much more to uncover in Jackson's book.
Oh yeah, we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, so stay tuned because we're going to be diving into each even more juicy insights in the next part of our deep dive.
That's right, we'll be tackling time management, building confidence, and a whole lot more.
And don't forget, you can grab Jackson's book, Conquering the Bar, A Guide for Repeat Takers, for just $9.95 on Kindle.
It's packed with actionable advice and strategies that can really help you rock this exam.
So we'll see you in the next part.